Diablo 4 quarterly update. Hell to the yeah. Table of contents. Luis Barraga, game director. All right. Angela De Piore, lead UI designer. And Monster Family, Candace Thomas, senior encounter. Hello and welcome to the new blog section of the Diablo 4 website. The Diablo 4 development team has been hard at work since Blizzcon. That's good to hear. And we're still incredibly energized. By the response to our announcement and follow-up blog posts. We can tell you that I'm so excited, I can't even read. We can tell you are all excited to see more info coming from the team and about how the game is coming together. I'm a full nerded out, dude. Well, we have some great news for you today. We're stoked to deliver the first of our quarterly blog updates with you. And this one happens to be a double header. Oh my God. Baseball terms. Watch out. First, we have a word from our lead UI designer, Angela, with some super cool updates on post-BlizzCon feedback, controller support on PC, and a deep dive into couch co-op. If you'd like to jump to her update right now, click here. Okay, no, we're going to read the whole thing. Our second update is our senior encounter designer, Candace. She shares her first look at a new set of enemies, the cannibal tribes of the dry steppes. Steps. Day by day. You'll see some amazing new art by Igor. Is that how you pronounce it? Read some of our in-world lore and even watch the video of these flesh eaters in action. To check out Candace's update, click here. Oh my God. Too much words, dude. We hope you enjoyed both of these updates. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not so excited at this point. A lot of this stuff, I wanna know about it, but I think they're gonna give us some juicy details. I'm like, wait, I don't care about this stuff, dude. I wanna know things. Anyway, I'll continue, all right? I'll hold my judgment to the end of the article. We're looking forward to your thoughts and comments on them, and please let us know the sorts of things you'd like to hear about next. Okay. I want to know about stuff and things that we're going to play, and systems and builds and character building and progression and end game mechanics and like the actual gameplay that we're going to spend 90% of our time on, you know? We realize many of you are curious about different aspects of the development process. Some of you love reading and rereading lore, while others may geek out over item tooltips. That's me. Yeah, true. There's something for everybody, I guess. Some of you want to hear early music tracks. Be sure to tell us what excites you the most. Our goal of these updates is to cover a wide variety of subjects, and over the course of development, share something exciting for everyone. Okay, that's true. All right. Thank you for sharing this journey with us. See you in hell, Barraga. UI, controller, support, and co-op. For anyone who isn't familiar with the user interface, UI design, our team is responsible for communicating in-game systems to the player and providing players with the inputs they need to engage with those systems. So it's just basically the UI, right? While we're focused on helping the player achieve what they want to do, we also need to balance that goal against the vision of the game while maintaining the clarity of what our interface is trying to communicate. So like, like when you're crowd controlled, we know when there's, whatever, right? It's just communicating the different spell effects. If you have 4 players, being able to tell what's what, and it's not too muddled up, right? As you might imagine, this means that we may iterate on our UI regularly. As system changes, the UI changes with it, which can in turn cause player goals to change. The UI needs to adapt while keeping our visual language consistent across the entire game. Visual polish is one of the last things we focus on for this reason. So the visual UI, because people did complain about the UI a little bit, but they're like, it's going to change depending on the needs. So if you're not happy with it, it's not its final product, I guess. Like, remember that old necromancer portrait? It changed it at the end, right? Diablo BlizzCon demo feedback. 2 lines here. Oh no, there's more, sorry. It's been a few months since BlizzCon, but we still wanted to take a moment to address some of the UI-specific feedback we've received from the demo. So what we learned so far is it's not the final product, don't rage. Okay. We saw a lot of feedback around the inventory, either regarding its coloring, style, size of the item icons, and overall aesthetic. To avoid interrupting gameplay with pockets of inventory management, we're not planning on bringing back different sized items. Huh. So not even a ring is a different size? However, we've been tackling other points from a variety of directions. With item icons, we've initially pursued a painterly style to stay in line with the overall art direction of the game. I kind of like, that looks dope, dude, no? And we're finding that it doesn't come across as well as we're talking about in the small elements in the UI. Oh, like the icons? I think that in the beginning, can I just interject? I can just say in the beginning, yeah, like you don't know what these abilities are, but like once you already know like what the abilities do, I think it'll be a less problem later on. I could be wrong, but I feel like it's a less problem later on. Like you'll know what the abilities do. We're exploring another approach, more directly based. I don't want it to look like little mobile game icons. Can I just say that? Like, I would rather it be hard, and it looks cooler when it's hard to read. Does that sound stupid? Like, if it looks cool, that's the number one important thing over, like, dagger icon. Like, in the top of my screen right here, I have a little star for a subscriber. Like, I don't want, like, a little star for, you know, when I'm stunned. I don't know. Whatever. Okay. We've toned down the brightness and saturation of the icon backgrounds, as well as added a secondary visual cue for indicating rarity via border decoration. This way we've made rarity indicators visually more subtle and hopefully a wider range of accessibility. Is this the new version of it? I think it looks cool. We received some non-specific feedback about the inventory, but we had guesses as to what people are reacting to based on our own observations. We've reorganized the layout of the inventory and what is hopefully more balanced composition. And across the board, we're looking at the color spread and contrast levels of individual UI pieces. People are complaining about the contrast and the brightness of the UI and stuff. That's crazy. That seems like nitpicky. Equipment. It is kind of weird for rings to be one slot. That's like a little too streamlined, but it's not, you know, like in, it's like a term. You go, how much do I care about it out of 10? I care about it like 1 out of 10, you know? I care about rings being one block or like 1 out of 10, but it is kind of weird. It's a little too streamlined. People complain about everything. Yeah. How do you guys feel about the UI? I got chat with me like always. Squad. You like how it looks? My initial impression is this looks cool. I like it. The potion stacking is still here. I hate attack and defense and life. Angelic demonic power. I hate all this stuff. I wish I had different names, but you know, it's still early development. Blah, 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 blah. We need more slots. It doesn't look as barren now because they made it bigger or something. I wish there was more slots too. You can push the potions up here and you can add other things. Yeah. I wish there was more item slots too. I wish there was more stats. Maybe a show more category, we could have a whole bunch more stats. There's no shoulders now, man. If you didn't know that. Work in progress. It's all work in progress, right? I think it's still labeled pre-alpha, so yeah, there should be a belt slot, dude. You have an extra thing right here. Let's put a belt there, Blizz. I guess as a person who likes builds and customization and farming for stuff, more slots is more customization, more slots is more farming. They might say like it's not always more, but to me it feels better to have more things to think about and upgrades. And like, you know, if I had another slot, you're taking away I don't know. I'd probably get like, maybe every season in Diablo 3, I get 4 or 5 different shoulders that I exchange. So that's like 4 or 5 moments that is getting taken away, right? And if there's more stats, then that's like, you know, that's a multiplier. Then that's like 24 more moments of more stats that I could possibly get for my build. This does look cool. Like, so these icons look cool and everything looks cool except for the simplification. And this, yeah, I want a 99 level. And, but like these icons look cool. A little, you know, kinda. I like this demon wing and everything. Nice tats, dude. Okay, I'll keep reading. Yeah, the art style's great. We hope to both hone in on our goal of a gritty, realistic UI while balancing the ease of use. So they want it to be easy to understand. This game isn't just for like ARPG, like, you know, nerd. It's for like the masses, right? So I get that, but come on, you know. Like Dark Souls is a hard game. You can make games hard and complicated and still be really popular. While balancing the ease of use, as the inventory screen is something our players will probably interact with the most, we appreciate your feedback in this area. You can have this, Blizzard, if you want feedback, just have a show more button that has a full breakdown of like, I guess I miss dodge, block, like block percent, you know, parry. I want all that stuff. So if there was a show more button where it branched out like this, ugh, that would tickle my pickle, dude. I don't care if the initial screen is like for most people, and then we need a bloodshed type people screen. And increase the level. Yeah. Okay. I gotta move on. Rebinding left click. A surprising number of players asked for the option to rebind their primary skill to anything but the left mouse button so they could separate moving from attacking. People like force move, I think, from the mouse. I like it on a separate button. So adding more flexibility to binding options has already been on our radar for a while, and the demo feedback helped confirm that this was a customization feature that players really wanted. Yeah, I'm down for this. I like my force move on a keyboard or my Razer Tartarus, but if people like it on left mouse button, they should be able to put it there. That's good. Please do that. In addition to giving players freedom to assign any skill to any slot from the get-go, all skill slots now have their keys rebound. We're committed to supporting skill rebinding for controllers as well. Oh, look at that sorceress, man. Oh, she looks beautiful. She looks beautiful, man. Oh my god. Let's zoom in a little bit. Slay all the enemies in the domain tunnels. What? Okay. I zoomed in more because I wanted to see her. Whoa! Gameplay! Did I miss something? I did. We went through a lot of iteration on this piece of UI. The left corner configuration came out because we wanted to try clearing central combat. The area freeing up at the bottom of the screen where the isometric is already sees less. Okay. So it looks like this. So they're saying they did this on purpose. So there's more gameplay, but you could just let us resize the UI forehead. You don't have to like design your whole game around easy to see more screen. Right, you could just have a resize UI option. No? However, based on usability test results, the team's feedback, and the feedback we received from the demo, we're going to move the default position of the action bar back to the bottom center. Woohoo! Now I can stream from right here. Yay, I get to go back in the corner, boys. I'm not caged anymore. Oh, they added a demonic, an angel, and a demon again. Classic. It does look better. I mean, it's kind of weird because it's so symmetrical. What do you guys think about the new UI? This is the new UI right here. I think it looks cool, but it does look like some kind of binoculars or some shit. But maybe I'm looking at it too much. It looks better. I prefer it centered also. Having it off to the side is weird. If they wanted to, just let us resize the UI. If you want it to have more like immersion. It looks like an alpha UI. What don't you like about it? Should the circles be where the demon is, and then the demons be on the end probably, huh? And the angel be on the end? Does that look better like that? You want a fully customizable AI? The center is good. The center is better than this. So you guys can see chat more. I wonder if I have a screen, dude. I was gonna make one. I didn't know we were gonna get this blog post today. What does this do? Okay. That doesn't do anything yet. I have to set it up. It looks like all previous iterations, which is good. I think this is fine. It doesn't like blow me away like I want to log in and play, to be honest. Maybe if the demon was bigger and on the end, possibly. I'm really picky though. I would probably work with our team for hours to try to make it dope. I think it's better though. This doesn't look that cool. And this one looks better. And the ability to resize it would be nice. What is this thing? That's not all. The preferred position changes to the left corner when people play further away. Oh wait, it does move still. The UI is gonna move? Oh. I don't know if I like that, dude. Damn, look, they got science behind this shit. This doesn't come as a surprise given the shift in viewing angle, the illustrative design, but not to scale. This does mean that the corner of the center configuration isn't a majority winner on PC since we're supporting the controller input. So while this will only stick to the corner configuration on consoles, we'll offer both left and center position on PC. Wow. Okay, so I guess it doesn't shift if we don't want it to. Console's forced to the corner, and PC gets to pick. Okay. Proximity to desktop monitor, increased movement required by eyes. You know what would fix the ability to have us look down at the UI? Is the ability to customize our UI the way we want. That would fix everything, right? The ability to take my, you know, like a wow thing, you know what I'm saying? Being able to take COE and put it next to my character so I don't have to look down, or have a little health bar somewhere. You know, being able to customize the UI would actually fix all these problems. Whoever you paid for this diagram, you know, you could have used that money on being able to completely customize the UI, but whatever. Anyway, supporting controllers on PC. This is the first time a Diablo game is being developed at the same time for both PC and consoles, but the decision to support controller input on PC is what caused this greater paradigm shift for us. Wow, we don't want to hear that, dude. Oh man. The decision to support controller input on PC is what caused the paradigm shift for, like, nobody wants to hear this, bro. Are you guys crazy? They need me to like look over this. They need me to look over this before they post it, honestly. PC players do not want to hear that console players are changing the shape of their game. Like, if that's what it's basically I'm getting at. Like, this is what you don't say. Right? I don't care, but I can tell you people will care when they read this. We want to give players the ability to switch between the two options freely, so the UI needed to be unified enough that swapping hardware inputs on the fly. Oh, so you can pop in a controller and then it goes to the other one and then, okay. A unified UI means our layouts are more grid-based for ease of navigation, but it doesn't necessarily mean identical interaction flow. Not everybody likes playing with mouse and keyboard. Yeah, I'm all for pad support, 100%. There's just things you don't say, in my opinion. Here's what it looks like, mouse and controller. I'm all for pad support, dude. They should have it on Diablo 3. I don't see why not. Give people options. Let us rebind stuff. Let us use a DDR pad if we want. Yeah, 100%. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, you know, altering a game on PC because of anything else is crazy. That's like saying, like, you know, we were playing mobile games and we noticed it was easy and that inspired our PC design. Like, you just wouldn't say that. That's just like crazy, bro. Right? That's all I'm getting at. Is you wouldn't be like, oh, we were playing freaking Candy Crush and we're like, oh, this would be good in D4. Like, you would keep that in your mind and you wouldn't say it and write it on a blog post if it did happen. Anyway, we try to maintain this sort of approach of keeping in established keyboard and mouse conventions while creating controller-friendly shortcuts or alternate flows throughout the game. Controller support shouldn't be a limiter on how complex our game can be. I agree. It just means that we have more paths we need to consider. It's not a simple undertaking, but we're really striving for a native feel for both types of inputs. I think that's great that they're going hard on a controller. Yes. Couch co-op and UI. We know many players enjoyed couch co-op in Reaper of Souls, and that the biggest complaint was the inability to do anything. Yeah, I did play. It's annoying. You have to watch somebody, when do their inventory and stuff. You can't. So it looks like they're splitting it. I'm assuming. Let's see. We looked at a number of people who utilized this feature in Diablo 3 and found that 2-player setup accounted for the overwhelming majority. So most people just did 2-player, apparently. For Diablo 4, we decided to focus on improving the favored 2-player co-op experience and set up a core progression UI screen that can be opened independently at the same time. That's dope, dude. That's dope. I feel like Baldur's Gate or something had this, or like Champions of Norath had this also, but whatever. I feel like there was a game that came out where there was 2 sides on each screen, but you know. That's cool. This is just great. So when you want to look at your stuff, it pops up over here, and when your friend looks at it, it pops up over here. This will make the co-op couch experience better than the co-op. That's good. Oh, look at this tree, man. I'm gonna cry. Look at this tree, man. I'm gonna cry. Couch. We iterate on this interface regularly, and the ease of interaction comes before visual polish. But we still welcome impressions at any stage. Everyone approaches the game with a different set of experiences and consequently different expectations. I know, you're talking to me. I get it. For how things should look and work, it's always interesting to hear these perspectives. Thanks for reading. I know, this is me always critiquing. I know. I'm looking at it right here. I'm trying to give real feedback because they might be watching right now. The background is super cool. The icons are cool. You know, I don't need a Wilson style tree or anything like that. I think I just need more of everything. I think what would be great is if they had a 1 to 40 or 1 to max level tree, and then another tree instead of Paragon. They had another talent tree for max level. So then it could be simplified, but there would be multiple of them. So you could have like talents and then ascendancy or whatever, right? Whatever you want to call it. So a talent tree for leveling and a talent tree for like max level and beyond. And then you would earn another one. Then you'd have like 2 sets of where it's still like easier to compartmentalize, but complex maybe. Yeah, I need more of everything though. Yeah, literally more of everything. Monster Family. Whoa, there's a video? Oh. Monster Family and Design Highlight. Cannibals. It's popcorn time, dude? What? What? Let's watch it on YouTube. Whoa. Is that what the thing is for? I'm gonna take this dark mode off. It's 1 minute and 37. That's cool. Movie time with blood, dude. All right. The cannibals are just savage. I don't know. Well, I guess we're gonna learn the lore about them right now. I don't know. I don't know who the cannibals are. Looks dope. In before the statue goes on sale. Okay. That's cool, dude. All right. Whoops. Whoops, whoops. Where was I? Wilson notes exposed. Here we go. It does look like Conan. I didn't want to say it. It does look like kind of Conan art style, but maybe I just played too much Conan lately. If you had the chance to watch our World and Lore panel during BlizzCon, you learned that monsters in Diablo are classified into families. Like the Fallen is like a family or things like that. In our various panels, we covered different monster families. Oh yeah, there's such as the Fallen. We're returning once again to terrorize Sanctuary. And the Drowned, who are a brand new threat plaguing the shores of this world. We touched on their story, combat abilities, the regions they inhabit, and how they interact with another in a meaningful way. Now we would like to give you a look into another family, the cannibals. Oh, these are the cannibals? What is a monster family and why does it matter? Oh, the cultist. Before we dive into the specific mechanics of the cannibals, let's take a moment to talk about our design philosophy when it comes to monsters. In the bestiary of Diablo 3, we classified monsters into broad categories like demon, unholy, undead, humanoid. These monsters served as an anchor to the story by adding it to the overall setting and tone, which made the whole game feel complete. Look pretty cool, huh? In Diablo 4, the vast and seamless world we created necessitates a slightly different approach to world building and storytelling. It requires building Sanctuary as a living, breathing character. Because it's like an open world game, I guess, like an MMO-esque-ish. So I guess they need like, you know, like we're now in this territory and this is what happens in this part of the world, right? Like the Fallen are here. Because there's different zones and I don't know. There always was zones, but I guess now it's like a world. Okay. Since we have everything from serene ocean cliffsides to the gaping maw of hell itself, what does it mean for the best bestiary? Well, to fit those areas and make them feel real, we definitely need to have more non-aggressive wildlife than in Diablo 3, but never fear, we still have plenty of monsters to fight. There's gonna be like birds and snakes and stuff, I guess. Every monster has been reimagined, but in a darker, more gritty art style. We have a lovingly handcrafted every creature you'll encounter from the ground up. I mean, doesn't that make sense? Like, who else would make it if they didn't make it? Is that who else? It wouldn't just be there if you didn't. I guess you didn't like. You know, I'm good. It's a good thing you're not using clip art or pop art or anything. Thank you for it. That includes demons, NPCs, ag bosses, and even the skittering critters you can crush on your foot. Ooh, it's like that in Diablo. You can walk over bugs and stuff, right? In D3. We still play tribute to the hallmark gameplay, such as fallen shamans resurrecting other fallen. We have to completely reimagine things in other places. Whoa! Each family has a different combat style and feel. For example, the Drowned has 5 members in various archetypes: Bruiser, Ranged, Combat, Melee, and Swarmer. Okay, so like when you encounter like a Fallen pack, yo, Monka TOS, dude. They're gonna do different things, right? So like, for instance, with the Shaman, you know, like they're gonna resurrect, so you have to kill them first. Or with like the Skeleton Archers, you might go take out the Archers before you work on the melee. Absolute unit. Looks like Greed. The Drowned family lineup in Diablo 4. Each archetype plays a different role in combat. Swarmers strike in groups, making AoE attacks feel satisfying. Bruisers are large monsters with high health values. So like this is a bruiser, probably. Maybe she's a bruiser too. And then this guy's a swarmer, maybe. Melee combat units act as shields by standing in the way. So like melee guys, they have clubs. Projectiles for ranged counterparts. Situations like this provide the player with interesting positional dilemmas. I like that. Like that was saying with the Skeleton Archers, like you have to make that decision, you know? Do I want to go and tackle them, or do I want to stay with the melee? Is it going to put me in danger going behind enemy lines? Things like that. While adding all of this together, each encounter with the Drowned will be slightly different with regards to player positioning and choice of attack. These rich and varied combat experiences are the power of a monster family. So they're like developing like encounters, like, you know, almost like WoW too, like where like you have like this like room that you fight in a specific way, but that's going to be like on a small scale, and every time you walk up to a monster family, you know, like how you fight the shamans, it's going to be like that with all of them. That's kind of cool. Who are the cannibals? This looks dope, dude. I want this transmog right here. I mean, all of them look cool, actually. Cannibal family lineup in D4. Is this like lore? Corpses riddled with bite marks, splintered bones scraped clean of marrow, tongues sawed off and eyes gouged out their skulls. These are the bloody fingerprints of the cannibals leave behind. Okay, so they're like Vikings, right? Or like even more like savages, like they're even more than that, right? If they leave behind anything at all, no one is certain where they come from, but some legends claim that they're a former tribe of barbarians banished from Ariat years ago. Hey, that's what we thought. I thought they were like defected barbarians, right? Whether their cannibalism led to their exile or developed out of desperation, afterward is unknown. The outcasts brought their endless hunger to the dry steppes, and from there spread to the far corners of the world to prey on the lonesome caravans and unsuspecting villages. The few who have survived encounters with these butchers share the same stories. They tell of mad fire that burns in the eyes of the cannibals, how eating the flesh of their victims in a battle only fuels their hunger for more. They whisper of the unlucky souls spared in their attacks, hauled off like livestock for the raiders to pick clean until their next hunt. And then they say no more. The silence speaks for them. Sometimes it's better to die than to live and remember. Damn, that's a crazy line. Sometimes it's better to die than live and remember. Damn, the battle for survival. Here they go. So this is like the barbarian being attacked by some cannibals. There's the big bruiser dude. And like the melee, I guess. A battle for survival. Now that we introduced some of the lore about the family, we can dive into how we try to use them to give a cohesive experience narratively, while also providing the peaks and valleys of combat expected in a hack and slash ARPG. So what does this mean for cannibal combat design? How do we convey their story through combat? We took a couple of approaches. Weaponry. The cannibal family has 4 members. Each of them have their own unique weapon. silhouette, stance. Okay, so like Overwatch, they did this with Overwatch big time, where like you can see a silhouette of what each character is, like, and you will know. So like they are gonna do that from the ground up with each monster type. You know, you can easily tell what they'll be doing. Right, slow sweeping attack. Okay, I'm down with that. Like when you see like a silhouette of like Widowmaker, like you always will know what they look like when they're running around or what they sound like when they're running by. Whoa, look at that picture. Brat. The Bruiser uses a spiked club. Swarmers can unleash a fury of frontal attacks quickly if left unchecked. Okay. The Bruiser has a stun attack. If the player finds himself surrounded by flurrying swarmers, getting hit by the Bruiser's dazing blow would remove all possibility of escape. A graceful music talking about cannibals, yeah. Alright. Sign me up, dude. When's alpha? Yo, when's alpha, dude? Earlier, we explained how different monster archetypes play different roles in an encounter. For example, players who want to efficiently kill ranged monsters need to learn how to reposition their accompanying melee attackers so that a cleverly dropped area of effectability will target both the cluster enemies. This makes for interesting on-the-fly decision-making, and skilled players will be able to spot optimal positions for attacks quickly. By design, the Cannibal family has no ranged units. Instead, they spring at the player with supernatural swiftness. So you have like these little dudes that chase you, and they start hacking away at you. And if you try to run away and you're getting hit, and then the Bruiser stuns you, you're gonna take all the little tiny hits and you're gonna get stunned. So you have to like either get away from them and hit the back line, or you have to dispatch of the little guys quickly and then kite the Bruiser around to the end, possibly. Some may close the gap by leaping over obstacles. Others may swiftly maneuver through monsters to get the first blood. This provides a very different experience and gives the players less time to make thoughtful positioning decisions, thus making combat with these flesh eaters frenetic. That's it for today. Thanks for staying a while and listening. Okay. Well, what do you guys think about this? Conclusion, I think it's cool to learn about all this stuff. I think it's very cool to know that they just didn't plop monsters and we slay them. Like there's actually like this whole thought process of how each fight's gonna go and the player experience, you know? And to know about the cannibals, I feel like it'll be more meaningful when I fight them now that we learned about them. You know, it's cool to know that so much love and hard work goes into each fight, because we just go through so many different fights constantly, you know? And the UI, right? Love and thought goes into the UI, like not just like, you know, the user experience from couch co-op, controller to mouse and keyboard. It's nice to know that they really care about each aspect of the game, every gritty detail, and like our freaking health, dude. It's super awesome. You know what I'm getting at, right? But, you know, gameplay is king, endgame is king, loot is king, itemization, character building, endgame, that's what we care about more. Like it's like a tier list, right? So like all this is great and it provides like real, like in a movie, like they do the background where every little detail is thought out to provide the craziest experience. Like I appreciate all that even in movies, But if the acting's not good or there's no substance to the character development, then it just makes everything else irrelevant. So I think it's cool that they shared this with us. I do, man. But for a 3 month, now we have to wait 3 more months for another update. We want to know the juice, man, the details, right? We want to know like what we're gonna be doing. Cut their face off and make them wear their own face. Let's do a Q&A for chat. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Let me scroll up and see. I think this is good. A lot of people are gonna crap all over this though. Yeah, because it's like they said, not everybody, some people like to hear this, and I do too, but there's just like a tier list of what I care about, you know? Knowledge is power. Conclusion, rip skill tree. I'm so nervous for this game. I like the slower, more meaningful combat. I think it's cool. I do. Gonna start at the base blood and work up from there. Huh? Maybe they're saving a massive update for the next ones. Maybe. I think my feedback would be to yeah, I mean, give us like end game stuff, and then lore for everybody, right? Always give us like something of like what we're going to be doing, like a rune, like talking about the rune word would be great, like the rune word expansion, like how they're going to like improve the system, or how they're going to improve itemization, how they're going to improve the skill tree, you know, end game leaderboards or like systems, you know, like just like tap on that. I think people argue no matter what, someone is always disappointed. Yeah, but this was mostly like not gameplay, I guess is what I'm saying. There was technically nothing for like, you know, people that just care about what you're going to be doing. Like there was really nothing. I mean, unless you count using a controller gameplay, there's nothing like. Like there was nothing for like actually what you do and play and. D4 blog with blood, yeah, man. But I do like learning about this stuff. It does add a little bit of flavor to it, you know? It's cool. I think all this looks cool. The art style's always been dope for D4. I like everything that I look at. I just want more. Like more, you know? More of everything. The way I see D4 runes are more like D2 jewels. You don't exactly make words with them, but they have different stats on gems, kind of disappointing. Yeah. Is Grim Dawn worth buying? Yeah. What's up, Takedown? Good to see you, man. Take it down. Other than the UI movement. Thanks for trying to give them feedback on what we want, Blood. I hope they listen. Yeah, it's because I guess a part of me is conflicted because I want to just roast, but I also do appreciate this too, you know? It's like if someone made you dinner with no, if you're not vegan, I guess. It's like if someone made you dinner with no meat. If you just got like, dude, the salad was good, the freaking mashed potatoes were bomb. Yo, man, the stuffing was great, but there's no turkey, bro. Where's my meat? You know, the wine was good. There's no meat, essentially. That's all. No meat, all potatoes. Potatoes are great, but we need meat. Lunch with blood, yeah. And since it's a quarterly update, now we have to wait 3 more months. So it is what it is. Thanksgiving, no dressing. Salad, I don't know, dude. I'm just saying. I love seeing these pictures though. It just brings me back to my BlizzCon time with D4. I can't wait. Look how good that looks. I can't wait. I think it looks good anyway. Yeah, they put out the D4 blog post today. I think the longer they take and the more they listen to feedback, the better the launch will be. Yeah, I agree. We have D3 till we die. The UI looks like this now. This is an appetizer. The main course is coming. Yeah. I mean, they did give us an itemization update early before this. So it's kind of like they're probably thinking we gave them a free blog post because the last update was just extra. It wasn't even part of their quarterly update. You know? So they probably are like, nah, we gave them a whole itemization blog, like a 2-part blog. Like they're probably like, you know, this is like more for lore and other stuff.